All right, today we're cracking open a playbook that's going to totally transform your content. We're talking about using free, high-quality data to create stuff that's not just engaging, but, well, powerful and actually credible. So let's dive right in.
So let me start with a question for every single creator out there. Is your content built on solid facts, or is it more, gut feelings? It's a really critical question because in the world we live in now, both your audience and, the algorithms, they can absolutely tell the difference. And look, that brings us right to the core idea here. Misinformation is, it's everywhere, right? And that makes verifiable data your ultimate secret weapon. Seriously, using it the right way is pretty much the best way to slice through all that noise, build real authority, and earn genuine trust with your audience. Okay, so let's start by framing the problem. Why is credibility suddenly more important than ever before? Well, it pretty much all comes down to this one core concept that search engines, like Google, are obsessed with. And that concept is something called EEAT. That stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. Now, this isn't just industry jargon, okay? It's literally the framework search engines use to decide if your content is any good and if it deserves to be shown to people. And guess what? Basing your content on reliable data is a straight shot to proving your expertise and your trustworthiness. So, the big question is, how in the world do you show off that EEAT stuff without a massive research budget? Well, this is where your new superpower comes in. We are about to unlock a total treasure chest of free, and I mean powerful data sources. And just to be super clear, this isn't just going to be some long, boring list of websites. Nope. I want you to think of this as a strategic toolkit. It's designed to help you prove your claims, get to know your audience on a way deeper level, and honestly, just make smarter decisions about what you're going to create next. All right, let's crack open that toolkit. Our first category, it's all about understanding the big picture. What are people actually curious about? What trends are just starting to bubble up? These tools, they help you get the lay of the land. I mean, we're talking about absolute powerhouses like Google Trends, which is perfect for spotting a topic that's about to blow up before it goes mainstream. And then you've got these massive repositories like Kaggle, where you can find super specific data sets on, anything from movie ratings to climate change. And then you have sources like the Pew Research Center, which gives you this incredible, deep sociological data to add real context to all those trends. And what's truly wild is the sheer scale of all this. Take this number. 25 million. That is roughly how many data sets you can get your hands on through Google's dataset search alone. So this isn't about finding a source. It's about learning how to navigate a whole ocean of information. So the really crucial part is knowing which tool to use for what job, right? For example, Google Trends is fantastic for seeing what's spiking in public interest, what people are curious about. You might see a huge jump in searches for remote work burnout. But then a source like the U.S. Census Bureau, that gives you the demographic reality. It reveals who people actually are. It tells you who is actually working from home. Combining those two perspectives, that is how you create brilliant content. You take a general idea and turn it into a specific, really powerful story. Okay, let's move on to our next set of tools, and you'll see how this all starts to build. Once you have an idea of what people are interested in, you need some rock-solid facts to back it all up. And this, my friends, is where official sources become your absolute best friend. We're talking about sources that are pretty much impossible to argue with. You've got government portals like data.gov, global intelligence from the World Factbook, health data from the CDC, and economic info from the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Using data from sites like these, it instantly boosts your credibility. A single chart from the Bureau of Labor Statistics can be way more powerful than 1,000 words of opinion. And the volume of information here, it's just staggering. The USData.gov portal, hundreds of thousands of datasets. Kaggle, even more. And the European Data Portal offers over 1.7 million. I mean, the data is just out there, waiting for you to find it. But what if you need to get super specific? Well, check out a source like Open Corporates. It's described as the largest open database of companies in the world. It has records on over 222 million companies. If you're writing anything about business or finance, this kind of specific, verifiable data is pure gold. I mean, just imagine an investigative piece tracking the corporate structure of some new tech giant, all built using this public data. Okay, so you have access to millions of data sets. You know where to find trends and where to find the hard facts. But how do you put it all together responsibly to create truly smart content? Well, that brings us to our final section.
It all boils down to a really simple 3-step process. First, verify your sources. Where did this data actually come from? Was it a primary study or just a summary by someone else? That distinction is absolutely critical. Second, fact-check the specific claims you're making with that data. It's easy to misinterpret numbers, so you got to make sure your conclusion is actually supported by them. And third, when in doubt, talk to an expert. This responsible approach is what separates good content from truly great, trustworthy content.
Ultimately, this is the big takeaway, right? It's not just about finding the data, it's about synthesis. It's about putting it all together. When you combine the power of all these free sources with responsible research, you build a solid foundation for well-informed decisions and really successful content. You stop just reporting numbers and you start explaining what they actually mean. So we'll leave you with this final thought. Getting access to information, that's not really the barrier anymore. The real challenge, and honestly the real opportunity, is turning all that raw data into a compelling story. You've got the tools now. The data is out there. The only question left is, can you find the story hidden inside it?